Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Hopefully this video finds you all doing well. I'm doing very well right now, just on my mental. I've taken, a day off a week, which for me is something I haven't done in years, and I feel really good, feel really healthy right now, so I hope you guys do the same. If you're struggling right now because of COVID and everything else, then I'm sending you some positive vibes. Yeah, give me some good TV or some documentary or movie recommendations in the comments below. I asked on my other channel yesterday. I'll ask you guys today. I just finished, I'm on kind of a music binge lately. I did Frank Sinatra documentary, which is actually really good, and I did a Quincy. I saw the Quincy documentary on Netflix as well. That was really good as well. So if you guys are interested in kind of music documentaries, I love true crime and I love music. Anyway, today's video is going to be about, let me pull a void shard. We're feeling lucky here. I'm not really, but I'll pull one anyway. It's going to be about Cardinal. So we're going to do a full Cardinal review and guide. Stitch Beast, no thank you. So right now she is on a boosted summon. It's a boosted summon event for a bunch of like really good support healer champions. Generally stay away from these 10 times summons because you still have the same chances of pulling these champions. But if you are going to pull, got some solid options for you here. Raglan, one of the best healer supports in the game. Warlord, just one of the better champions in the game, especially for Arena, but really all around in the game. Vrask, one of the best healers in the game, and Steel Skull, same thing, and Doom Priest. Really, all of these champions are really fantastic, but again, personally, I will be holding off in this event. So Cardinal will be the subject of today's video. I have her built for the Arena. Some people say that Cardinal is just one of the best epic champions in the game. Other people say that she is kind of overrated. I'll tell you how I feel about her and who she can help the most. Actually, I'll tell you that now, right? She's amazing for end game. So she's an end game champion for the Arena specifically, more specifically for Arena offense, okay? But for progression, for the mid game, early, late game, she's tremendous for every dungeon in the game, really. She's a great support, but for late game dungeons, late game clan boss, late game anywhere besides Arena, not really going to be using her a ton. However, with the exception being Faction Wars. So a late game champion for Faction Wars and for Arena, and otherwise just a really solid progression champion in this game, whether you're early or mid game. So her skills. Her A1 has a chance of placing the poison, 20% chance, whatever. On her A2, heals a target ally by 30% of their max HP, and then places an increased defense buff for 2 turns. On a 3-turn cooldown, not bad. Mending Touch is a nice heal ability, right? But really, her skill that she's known for is Redemption. On a 5-turn cooldown when booked, revives all dead allies, heals them by 25% of their max HP, and boosts their turn meter to max. So immediately they all get to go. That's what makes her so amazing for the Arena. She's not, I wouldn't say she's meta for Platinum tier Arena, but she's usable. Some people do use her, especially again on specific teams kind of built around her, which we'll talk about later on in this video. So let's talk about how I built out my Cardinal here. I built her out for the Arena. However, you can still use her in Faction Wars with this build that we talk about today. She is a Void champion, so a little bit more difficult to get. You'll notice that her power is very high. It's because I loaded her with Resist. And it's still not going to be high enough Resist to run her on a, I don't know, we'll talk about that anyway in a little bit. So we talked about her skills already. Masteries on this champion, if you're going to be using her for dungeons and you want any damage out of her at all, you should go with War Master. And maybe sacrifice the defense tree, so go support and go War Master in offense. If you want to run her like I am and just not expecting any damage at all from this champion, I would advise you guys go with the defense tree. I went with resistance as well. I could end off actually in Unshakable for Arena if you want to build her with high resist. I decided to go with Timely Intervention, increases his champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally's heroes drops below 25%. It's really kind of up to you guys. I might switch it to Unshakable, just depending on how many resists I get from her in an immunity kind of build. But either way, guys, I would suggest going with Retribution and with Cycle of Revenge, Vengeance, my bad. And then Timely Intervention is a solid option for her. If you want more, I mean, she only needs accuracy for her poison, And even though it's a strong version on her A1, I don't think many people are going to be running Cardinal on Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare, Clan Boss, so I'm not prioritizing accuracy on this champion. That's really, up to you guys, how much you want to, prioritize accuracy. For me personally, I'm happy with it at 153. In terms of her overall stats here, I have her at 51k HP, which is pretty high. I have her at 3,000 defense, which is pretty low for a defense-based champion. And then I have a 189 speed, which is solid. You don't necessarily have to have her going first on your team. Ideally, she would be going last on your team as the healer / reviver, right? But 189 is pretty solid. You don't want her so slow that she's also not going enough for those heals, right? So there's a balance there. I figured at 189, she would be towards the back end of most of my teams, especially for the arena. For crit rate and crit damage, again, not really worried about it. I decided to build her up with resist at 498. I haven't used, I think I have 1 or 2 resist glyphs on her, but I still have a bunch that I need to use as well. For artifact sets, real quickly, I think that Divine Life is a pretty solid one for her. At 15% HP self shield for 3 turns, gives her a little bit more sustainability early on in battles, early on in rounds, and then I have 1 resist set on her as well, and then I kind of have 2 random pieces of gear. So I'm looking for resistance, I'm looking for defense, I'm looking for speed on this champion, and HP. That's about it. She's pretty easy to build, and you have a lot of flexibility in terms of gear. Again, I don't think it's imperative to build her with 100% crit rate and crit damage, because she only has 1 ability that does damage anyway, her A1, and unless you're running her on kind of a counterattack team with Clan Boss, maybe in like, I don't know, Brutal or something difficulty, then it might be worth considering building her with 100% crit rate, providing you can get the defense high enough. But other than that, I think that she's fine kind of the way she is, not doing a ton of damage for your team. She's not a damage dealer, right? She's not hitting hard even with a lot of crit rate and crit damage on her A1. It's mostly just getting those War Master procs if you are using her against a boss or in Clan Boss. So defense on the gauntlets, or good defense percentage or HP percentage on the gauntlets. I went resistance on her chest. Otherwise, you can go with defense or HP percentage on the chest. And then speed boots, I think, are pretty much standard for this champion. I went with HP on the ring, kind of whatever I had. And then I went with the highest resistance that I could get on a amulet. That's what it's called. And so 23 resistance there. I was just looking for resistance essentially on a defense-based amulet. Why am I struggling to find the word amulet, dude? All right, so resistance on the banner as well. So again, if you don't want to go resistance, you can, more than happy to build her out with accuracy, build her out with some defense, or build her out with an HP banner, okay? And that's how I built her out. Let's talk about her in a dungeon. So the reason she's so good for progression is you can use her anywhere, in any dungeon that you're dying on, right? Any dungeon that you're having difficulty in, slot her in there, and that revive ability plus the heal is gonna make a big difference for your team, okay? So I built a team for Ice Golem, which we don't really do enough here on the channel in terms of just running dungeons. Kind of a fun team here. I have Bellower in a stun set, so he's going to be stunning along with Miscreated Monster as a support champion. I have her for the heals. I have Stag Knight for my debuffer, and then I have Royal Guard in the lead with the increased attack as my nuker, my only real big damage dealer on this team. I don't have Bellower built out to do much damage. So here we go. And you'll see, hopefully we'll get some champions dying here. And try to switch up the comps a little bit, because it's been like, I've been kind of, doing the lazy YouTuber thing and using kind of the same comps every single video for the most part, Scylla the Drakes in every single team. So I'm trying to switch things up just a little bit here, although I do use Royal Guard and Stag Knight kind of a lot too. But at least I have Bellower in there, right? Anyway, you can see things are going really smooth here. If you're struggling in progression, consider artifact sets, really, It's great to put Cardinal in if you build her out with a lot of HP. If you go HP on the gauntlets and HP on the chest, great idea to just go HP on the ring too, HP on the amulet too, and put her in a shield set, right? That way you can add extra utility on an already solid support champion. Highly advise you guys do that, and that will help you even more with progression. In this team, I don't need to do that because I have actually Stag Knight in a shield set. So I would highly advise you guys build one champion, one support or debuffer champion on your team, farm some Fire Knight, get some decent shield gear, and build them with HP, right? Instead of prioritizing defense on those champions, prioritize HP on those champions, put them in a shield set, and I promise you it's gonna help you a lot in progression. So we might lose somebody soon. Let's see. At least when I was practicing this, when I was running this before the video, when I was practicing, hard at work here, guys. I did lose Bellower, I believe, on the boss 2 times in a row. Let's see if we lose him again, because it's nice to be able to pick him up with full turn meter and boom, land 2 stuns on both of the minions on the side, right? So really solid. The synergy that she brings to the team, and this team looks really healthy. I probably could have run, you know, somebody else instead of Miscreated Monster. Let's see if we lose somebody here. No, we don't. Everybody's really healthy right now. But either way, you're going to see that, again, you guys get the point here. I just kind of wanted somebody to die so I could show her redemption ability. It's solid. You know, having that solid heal in the A2 and then moving into the revive with full turn meter. I mean, that's what Sify the Lost Bride has, but it's only 1 champion. So having it on all of the champions, right? Providing she's the last woman standing, even if you wipe everybody, she's healing everybody up. She's getting, no one's gonna die on this run, it looks like. It looks like that's gonna, nope. I thought we might die there. But yeah, you guys get the point though. I mean, you don't need to see it. I'm sure we'll see it in the arena. I'll purposely put her with a really crappy team just to see what it's like, you know, assuming I'll lose that match, right? But you guys can see, you know, about a 2-minute and 45-second run probably. And not too bad, right? I think she's going to be a champion again. This is kind of illustrating this Ice Golem run, illustrating that she is a progression champion, right? She's hitting for 9K on her A1. Use her on campaign. If you're struggling beating Nightmare campaign or Brutal campaign, no matter where you are, if you're lucky enough to pull her, use her on that team. She's going to help you out a lot. She's going to help you get those stars too, you know, by reviving everybody up, keeping them alive at the end of the battle. Use her on dungeons where you're struggling, right? Where you've reached that kind of plateau or that kind of sticking point which you're not able to surpass. And I think she's going to help you out a lot. Otherwise, end game, besides Faction Wars, which you talked about, you can use her in the arena. Alright guys, so here we are in the arena with Cardinal. So with Cardinal, the great thing about her, and what I want to talk about, you know, the rest of this video, is the versatility that she provides as a champion inside the arena, especially for tag team, right? You want to have a good tag team, you know, team B, Team C kind of ready. And again, like I said earlier, it's difficult to just rely on speed for every team. You can't do it. You're not going to win those battles. So building up, starting to invest in champions to build up a resist team or a revive resist team is going to be incredibly helpful for you guys. Or you can just use her in like platinum tier on a team. I'll show you like my God mode resist team starring Cardinal later on in the arena. But first I want to pick something a little bit more realistic. So we're going to use a Mausoleum Mage. He'll have, I think he has around 350 resist right now, so not super high, not as high as Cardinal. And let's use a Razin in lead. He has a resist aura. If you have a resist aura champion as a lead, that's great. If you don't, just use a defense lead on a team like this. And then let's kind of fill things out with somebody who's a little bit more outside the box. Razin's kind of our quasi-nuker, and his damage is based off defense, which is good because she has the increased defense buff. You know, we also have it with Mausoleum Mage, but if we didn't have it on that champion, that'd be good to have as well. Let's put Umbral Enchantress because she's defense-based as well, and she has a little bit of CC that she kind of brings to the table as well. So let's see how we do here with this team. On this team, I can actually put it on auto here. And I should the enemy team's always going to go first in a comp like this, so don't panic, you know, when you see that. Let's go with the increased defense on Razin. That will improve his... Actually, we're going to have it on everybody right now anyway. Who cares? So we lose Umbral Enchantress, but it's okay. We can actually revive her right now with a full turn meter, or as soon as Miscreated goes. And then we can land the... We do have... Okay. So we won't land it on Ceres, but we can land it on the other 3. That's good. We can get a little bit of heal down from Winds of Purging. And now we can start getting to work here with Razin. Now, even if they have a block buffs debuff on their team, like Ceres does right now, not that big of a deal because turn meter manipulation is not is exempt from block debuffs. So there we go, starting to nuke the team down. Now we can just go on auto here. And you see how cool it was? You know, like things didn't go perfectly as planned. I don't have this team speed tuned. I just kind of threw it together. But we lost our Umbral before she had a chance to go. No big deal. Pick her up, full turn meter. She goes, gets the provokes off, and we're good to go, right? So really fun team. We'll do one more battle with this team. And then we'll do, I'll show you guys like my end game platinum tier team. Let's see. Let's go against a, well, this is kind of a cool team to go against, a Hegemon with the Umbral. And the reason I say it's cool is because we're going to be able to resist, hopefully, the Hegemon and probably the Umbral as well. I don't think they have that high of accuracy based on their team power. So again, we can just kind of go on auto here. You're going to see everybody except for Razin able to resist the cooldown lock. And then we can get right into it here. So again, these battles will take a little bit longer on a team like this, so just kind of, you know, keep that in mind. And you can see doing some decent damage. We didn't land any provokes there because, obviously, of the block debuffs. That's what happens when you go on auto. But the nice thing is we can remove all their debuffs too because of the Winds of Purging ability from Mausoleum Mage. You can see already the synergy that this team has, and I kind of just threw it together, right? And obviously I don't expect you guys to have all these champions. It does have a legendary in it, albeit a fusion one, and it does have a, let's see how we do against, I don't think we're going to win this one necessarily. They're probably way faster than me, but let's see what we can do. I mean, obviously they're way faster than me. They have the revivers on there too. Let's just see. Let's just see. So we resist the Termir depletion. It's just a question of, can we stay alive here? We have bombs on Razin and Umbral. Let's go with a increased defense on Razin and then go into his A3. I want to get these bombs off, so let's do that immediately. And let's go into the A3 here. Gonna stop them from being able to take a turn. Look how much damage you did too, man. And then now we can go in with the, we can't go in actually with, so let's just, she can't do much here at this point, but let's just go with the A2. See if we can kill anybody, and we do. Now we can just go on auto again. Even with the Revival and Duchess, hopefully they'll just start targeting Duchess, but you'll see that again, this team is going to be difficult to kill, especially with a Revival on there, right? Now we can go into the A3 of Umbral. And now Duchess is a couple turns away from her revive, so I think that we are going to be doing just fine here. And now I'm going to, as soon as we kill, okay, there we go. As soon as we kill this team, I'll go into probably my go-to tag team, kind of resist/defense team, very annoying team to contend with. I don't know where I'm going to put Cardinal in. I'll show you the team without Cardinal, and then I'll show you the team with Cardinal, and you guys can see what you think of it. I might be able to make two teams now that we have Cardinal all the way built out. So let's refresh the list here and pick a very tricky team, basically the strongest team I can find. 136 is not that high. Let's go with this team maybe, 147. Great champions, but again, the team power is a little bit low. Looking for something a little bit higher here. I don't know. They're all kind of low. Let's just go against this one with the Siphi Rotos combo here and the two speeds. So this is what the team looks like. We'll still have Razin in there. We'll take these two champions out. We'll put in... Usually I have Mountain King, but I'm not going to put Mountain King in. Instead, we're going to go ahead and put in Siphi and Valkyrie, who I love for the shield. So there she is. Let's see how we do with this team. And you'll see how difficult it's going to be to kill my team. Even with Rotos there, who has the block revival, which is the only thing we're really worried about, right? But he's going to be targeting Siphi. I mean, yeah, right, dude. You're not going to be able to one-shot Siphi. So now we're going to get the shield up. And at this point in the match, it's already game over. Like, they can't beat me. You know, as long as I can withstand their first couple attacks and we don't have to deal with a Rotos who's going to, like, one-shot 3 of my champions in a row with block revival, there's no way at this point we can lose this match, but it will take probably like 5 minutes to do, right? Because I'm going to put it on auto A. And they have 2 revivers on their team B, but you can see how strong this team is, and if anybody besides Rotos happens to kill any of my champions, boom, revival, boom, full turn meter. So this is what you can kind of eventually, granted, yeah, you have to have the champions on a team like this, but this is what like a platinum tier end game would look like. And even then, to be totally fair, I would need much higher resist on my Cardinal if I wanted to not put her in immunity gear, right? I would need much higher Yeah, I think just resist would be good, because at the end game of Platinum, you're looking at like 600-700 accuracy on some of those characters, especially the Madame Ceres's, so it can be very challenging to get rid of. Let's see if we can bypass the Kill Arbiter before the revival goes into play, and we can. So there you go, guys. That is my, my main arena defense team. Really fun. You didn't really see Cardinal highlighted that much in that team. Usually I have Mountain King in that spot, but it makes it, especially against a non-Rotos, a non-block revive team, it makes it very challenging to deal with, because if you get lucky enough to kill anybody, she's going to pick them back up with a full turn meter. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this guide. Congratulations and good luck if you got Cardinal. Again, I imagine, most of you guys will be building progression teams around Cardinal if you have her, or you'll be using her in tag team, kind of starting to build out a high defense or a high resist arena, tag team arena team. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.